Safety standards and guidelines. Put on a safety jacket to ensure visibility of yourself to other workers at the site. Hard hats must be worn at all times, and slip on your gloves once ready to begin. Delivery. Henner AAC blocks are delivered to site secured on pallets. Using a forklift, pallets can be unloaded easily at the work area. Alternatively, suitable lifting accessories such as nylon straps may be used along with a crane or pulley. In line with standard safety practice, all lifting accessories should be inspected regularly for wear and tear. Mixing of thin bed adhesive. Henner AAC blocks are laid using recommended tools and accessories. Henner's specially formulated thin bed adhesive or TBA comes pre-bagged in 40 kilograms. The TBA achieves up to 4 hours fire rating, has the required bond strength and proven compatibility when used with Henner AAC blocks as a system. Prepare the TBA by mixing with 12 to 14 liters of water for each 40 kilograms bag. The TBA is thoroughly mixed using a stirrer attached to an electric power drill. After stirring between 3 to 5 minutes, let the mix stand for about 3 minutes for the additive to dissolve, and finally stir for another 3 to 5 minutes. The thickness and consistency of the TBA will affect an inefficient application if not prepared correctly. Too little water in mix, uneven application. Too much water in mix, dripping, messy, and wasteful. Never use a bricklayer's trowel to apply the TBA. A consistent TBA mix should be applied onto a piece of block using a notch trowel. Laying the first course. Henner AAC blocks are supplied, packed, and secured on pallets. In order to keep the blocks dry, only remove the plastic wrapping just prior to use. Once the site is ready for block work, you should commence by setting out the walls. For the ground floor and wet areas, a damp-proof membrane or DPC should first be installed to prevent rising dampness in the walls. Next, the first course of Henner AAC blocks is installed using a thick bed weak mortar. The thick bed weak mortar is prepared using a ratio of 1 part of cement with 6 parts of sand. The block is positioned using a rubber mallet and the level checked. The mortar bed is generally 20 to 30 millimeters thick. The block pans are all fully bonded using Henner TBA. For large quantities of cutting, a band saw provides speed and convenience. Henner AAC blocks can be cut easily using a tungsten-tipped saw. It is recommended to begin laying of the first course in the later half of the day. The first course of blocks should be allowed to set overnight before commencing subsequent courses. By laying the first course correctly, subsequent courses can be laid quickly and accurately. Henner AAC block laying. Ensure you have gathered the recommended tools and accessories before you begin. FB2 tie, notch trowel, rubber mallet, hand saw. The AAC wall should be tied back to the structural concrete frame using FB2 ties with power-driven nails. Henner TBA is applied using a notch trowel to bond the Henner AAC block work. FB2 tie spacing is 600 mm along columns. FB2 ties are also secured at beam soffits at 1200 mm centers. Never use a bricklayer's trowel to apply the TBA. Be sure to match the size of the notch trowel to the width of the block to ensure full TBA coverage. All joints in the Henner AAC wall should be fully filled with minimal gaps present. Provision of keyholes is not recommended as the joint will be weak. Scrape any excessive TBA away as work progresses. Chasings for mechanical and electrical services. Installation of electrical conduits and other services are convenient in Henner AAC walls. First, mark the lines of the chasing. Next, cut the chasing using a circular saw. The taps between cuts are then merely broken off using a chisel. The maximum depth of chasing should be 1/3 the wall thickness. Once conduits are installed, patch the chasings using a lead mortar. A fiber mesh should be used over the chasings when applying the skim coat or render coatings to prevent shrinkage cracks.